What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, another interesting video for you here on the channel. Today is my what is the most prestigious title in WWE. This is basically just going to be kind of not a recap, but more of a just talking point, I guess, where we're going to be talking about from top to bottom what are the most prestigious titles in WWE, where you kind of get this ranking list of saying, if this person wins a title, they're probably more on the Mount Rushmore than this. Just looking at the prestige and kind of talking about how prestigious each title is. I also want to say, kind of hard to rank the women's titles compared to the men's title. So we have a women's section and then we have a men's section, in my opinion. Women's is going to be fast because they do the women a kind of little dirty in the sense of, truthfully being honest here, they don't give them mid-card titles. I feel like there's more titles that are needed for the WWE when it comes to the women's side that we don't have. You can literally look at, there's only one set of tag team titles in the women's division for NXT, SmackDown, and Raw combined, which sucks, but I do understand. Also, my hair is insane right now. I just realized shower did not do me justice. And then at the same time, you have just a title brand title. That's it. Well, the men's have two on each, one on each brand. Then you have mid-card titles for each brand. So it is very interesting, but we're going to talk about what's most prestigious titles in WWE main roster, I also have to say, because I feel like NXT, it's pretty obvious what that could be. Up next, though, we're going to go with the first one before the women's side, which is Liv Morgan with the Women's World Championship. Here's the thing for the Women's World Championship and why I rank this over the WWE Championship is because when you look at the WWE Championship, let's just start from when Charlotte Flair's had it. When Charlotte Flair had it, I'm talking about the WWE Championship. It's gone from Charlotte Flair to a Bianca Belair in a triple threat match to cashed in. Let me say this, cashed in. To then a WrestleMania run with Io Sky and Bayley. Bayley getting it. To Nia Jax now. To Nia Jax probably going to get cashed in on Tiffany Stratton. You can't say that a women's world championship that is, in my opinion, held by Rhea Ripley since, even held by Rhea Ripley before I even started talking about Charlotte Flair having that one title, goes from Rhea Ripley, loses it because of injury, goes to Becky Lynch, and then goes to Liv Morgan right away. Kind of a spot to give it to Liv Morgan, honestly. So in my opinion, when you really look at the Women's World Championship, because of Rhea Ripley, I would have to say it's more prestigious than ever right now. I would also say that this title is clearly the title, in my opinion, when you're looking at Raw. I think that's very obvious for Raw, but I mean, like, in general. But here's the thing. I think there is an argument here, because when you look at Liv Morgan's title defenses, hasn't been as well. You look at Bayley's, you look at maybe even, has Nia Jax had a title defense with Michin, for example? You look at that, they look better. Truthfully, they look better. So here's the thing. I could understand if you think the Women's World Championship is not as prestigious, but in my opinion, it is. And that kind of brings us to the WWE Championship, where you really have Nia Jax here, but it looks like this is Tiffany Stratton's to lose when she cashes in. So that's the thing for me, is that, in my opinion, truthfully, in my opinion, it just isn't as prestigious. Do I still think it's a good title? Yes, but I think the world title for the women's side looks a little more. And then obviously the tag team titles are going to be last. I think obviously, no matter what, that's pretty obvious. Currently held by Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, was held by the Unholy Union. So truthfully, I think that makes a lot of sense for the women's. Now let's go to the men's side. Now, I think this is obvious for number one, and that is the WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes, the title that was held by Roman Reigns. Any title that's going to touch Roman Reigns should be looked at as the most prestigious title with his title reign. Obviously, this is it. Cody Rhodes holding it, the new face of the company, also makes a lot of sense. Held it ever since WrestleMania. probably going to hold it till WrestleMania. This is the guy of the company holding the title. It's pretty much shown. Do I think in the future it could become a different case where the other title is more prestigious? I could, but for now, obviously, it's going to be this title for a little while. Then next, of course, is going to be our second main title, and kind of main title for a brand, is the World Heavyweight Championship, currently held by Gunther, which is a big, interesting point here, because I think, of course, this title being, I mean, if you look at former reigns for like Roman Reigns, for example, Roman Reigns has held it forever, and then Cody Rhodes got it. For this title, if we're starting last year, I think at Night of Champions, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure, or am I doing that horrible? Seth Rollins gets the title after WrestleMania 39. It's a new introduced title for Raw. This title then kind of grows and kind of, keeps on going for a little bit with Seth Rollins. It looks like Drew's going to get it. CM Punk returns. Looks like CM Punk's going to get it. And then all of a sudden Drew does win it, but loses in 5 minutes to a Damian Priest, who then has some great matches with people. I want to say that. And then goes on to lose to SummerSlam to Gunther. Now, I do want to say that the reason why I say this is very interesting with Gunther is because Gunther's a person that puts prestige into titles. I could see a way where this title does get more prestigious with him, and this does become, like, we look at it, his title, but it might take a little bit, of course, in time, of course, and Cody Rhodes probably losing the title before he does, but I also see a way where they don't do that, because John Cena is on the way, and John Cena could be the one to take it off of Gunther sooner rather than later. So I do want to say that this is obviously number 2, but I could see a way in the future we really see this turn into number 1. Up next, we have the IC title. When we're looking at mid-card titles for the men's, I do want to say that right now the IC title is obviously going to be the next one up. For example, Gunther with his long reign, when you have somebody that looks immovable, someone that looks like no one can take him, when main eventers are coming down for the mid-card title and still not being able to take him down, it's going to look good. It's going to make the title look amazing. It's going to look like that person holding the title means business. So when you have Gunther holding it for so long, taking it down from Sami Zayn with an amazing match, and then the new face of your company takes the title, in my opinion, with Sami Zayn also looking like he main evented WrestleMania. You can't tell me that the mid-card title doesn't kind of look like right now not a mid-card title. It looks like it's still a title for the top dogs of the company. Granted, you could say Braun Breaker doesn't make a lot of sense to be mid-card title since he just came here. I still believe that, in my opinion, that this is a guy that, truthfully, doesn't look like he's as mid-card as a lot of people would see him if he held his championship. This is a guy that does deserve his titles and his reigns. I believe that this is a very great title. I think there's not a hard defense to now say that this title looks closer to a main event title than a mid-card title, truthfully, and that's my opinion. When I even think about IC title winners for the future for this title, I'm thinking about John Cena, I'm thinking about Sheamus, I'm thinking about Ilya Dragunov is one that I could understand you could say mid-card and then becomes this title of the reign and grows. Bronson Reed's another one as well. But I do want to say that, in my opinion, people want this championship that are main eventers, and that's the biggest thing that's going to grow this championship. Up next, we have the United States Championship, which was held by Logan Paul. Not a lot of defenses, not a lot of people kind of going for the title. Then LA Knight gets it, and I do think LA Knight's going to help make this a fighting championship. When you really look at what he's already done with the championship, it's been amazing. Logan Paul had almost the same amount of defenses in his time holding the championship than LA Knight did. I believe LA Knight is going to help this championship. Now, do I think LA Knight's going to lose his championship sooner rather than a year or two from now? I do believe so, because I think LA Knight's going to get pushed to the main event scene, which he's had some good matches in the main event. Now, the thing with the United States Championship is that it does kind of lack this prestige. I don't see that this championship like the IC title. When I think of a mid-card title that can help a title grow, I'm thinking about the U.S. Championship. I'm thinking about what's a guy that's an actual mid-card deserves to have a title to then kind of build up his rapport. And that is the United States Championship rather than the IC title, which that's the thing that is very interesting to me. Granted, it could be because Logan Paul was holding it and Logan Paul barely defended it. It could be because of even Rey Mysterio having, which does make a lot of sense before. But anyways, I'm just saying that it does look a lot like a mid-card title. LA Knight holding it kind of, I think, does help this prestige a little bit, because I think a lot of people believe that LA Knight is close to that mid-card to top card kind of guy, and I do believe so. It'd be interesting to see if, and when I say top of card, I mean, for example, when you look at somebody getting for example, a match on a PLE, having a feud on a PLE, LA Knight can do that. You don't see that now from a lot of talent. You don't see, there's a reason why the Andrade and Carmelo Hayes has been playing on SmackDown. Those are mid-card guys. Now, I love them to death, and I believe that they should be higher up. They are tremendously talented, but I'm saying if you are placed in a mid-card way, you look like mid-card talent. That's mid-card rather than going to a PLE like LA Knight has done with the Royal Rumble, with the, was it Crown Jewel? Crown Jewel. Maybe I'm mistaking that. Crown Jewel. Yeah, so I do believe that LA Knight can help this title. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Up next, we have the World Tag Team Championships. This is another point of debate, because it depends on how you believe in prestige and how you believe titles matter. If you think about reigns and the long reignings, and you don't really know when these people are going to take this off, they could not, then I could see a way where the World Tag Team Championships right now makes more sense for you. Went to Awesome Truth. Awesome Truth lost it. And right now, obviously, the tag teams are lower than any titles, in my opinion. Look at the tag team. And then, did my poster just fall? Is my poster going to fall right now? Be so for real. We'll see by the end of the video. Hopefully I finish this before it does. World Tag Team titles, though, have a long reign. And you had Awesome Truth for 100-something days, and now you have the new Judgment Day holding it for a while. But the reason why I say it's a point of interest is because if you believe that defenses matter more than anything, then you probably believe that the WWE Tag Team Championships matter a little more, because Judgment Day haven't really defended these. When I was first starting to make this video, it was before Damian Priest and Jey Uso beat them in a tag team match. Your tag team championships lost in a tag team match and still have the titles, and it fell. So it does really matter to me that, and it is kind of interesting to see depending on how you think, what matters. I think it's very close. I generally do. But I am going to say World Tag Team Championships more than the WWE Tag Team Championships because of multiple things. One, this championship first was held by A-Town Down Under, loses to them to DIY. I thought DIY was going to hold them for a couple months, make him look a little decent, make him look a little good, have these good title defenses. Loses it immediately to the Bloodline. And now the Bloodline are having these kind of tag team championship defenses, but they're not. I don't believe in a Tama Tonga and a Tonga Loa championship, in my opinion. I don't think that is a great tag team to hold these championships. The Bloodline also kind of have this thing where it kind of feels like, as of right now, that they're not going to lose this till at least Survivor Series. It'd be interesting to see if they do, but I just don't think they will. And with that being said, I just can't see these tag titles being a little bit more better than the other tag titles, but you can debate me on this one. With easy transitions and easy people going throughout the titles, It's just a little hard to see. I don't know. This is maybe my opinion. Maybe I'm overthinking. And last but certainly not least, technically a championship on the WWE website, so I have to add it. It is the WWE Speed Championship. This championship is not even on the main roster. You will never see this really on the main roster. I don't think they even have a picture of Andrade actually holding this. That's why it's so edited. Andrade is holding this, previous held by Ricochet. This championship, for not being at all on a PLE, or sorry, not PLE, on a show at all, obviously is going to be last. It's literally a X kind of exclusive thing. I am actually interested into the Speed whole championship. They're not doing women's. I actually really like it, if you want to be completely honest with you. Maybe embarrassing to say, but I do like watching some of the matches. Like if it just pops up on my feed, I just watch it quick or just see updates. It does show off talent a little bit more, and I think that's the reason why they now are doing women's. But this is obviously last. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.